Okay, episode 47.
Yes.
Now, you know that I said that I wasn't going to do resolutions because they're ho-hum.
Yes.
Because everyone is doing resolutions right now, and every article that you see out there is about resolutions. I'm going to do like anti-resolutions
Oh, okay.
in the sense of rethinking how we
Do
resol
resolution.
how rethinking how we resolution, I guess is the best way to put it.
Okay.
So, Mark Manson, as you know,
Hold on just one second. Sorry, I threw my back out, so I'm just trying to. Yeah, let me get in the right position.
are we at that age?
Yeah, I had an injury. I had an injury back when I was in my 20s, and then every once in a while it'll kick up. Go ahead.
Did you stage dive or like fall off the stage when you were performing?
I wish it was that cool. It really wasn't. I sneezed while I was washing a dog leaning over and I popped a disc. It's just not
Huh.
exciting.
Well, I would say welcome to middle age, but that happened when you were in your 20s.
It
So
was in
you
my
never know.
20s. Yeah. Anyway, go ahead. All right, go.
Okay. So Mark Manson today,
Uh-huh.
because of course he's going to put something out on New Year's Day, right?
Hmm.
He says, make this your year of saying no.
Okay.
So I will just give you the first couple of paragraphs. He says, today is a day, yet again, the day where we all sit down, contemplate our lives, dwell on what we want to change, and ask ourselves, what do I want in the new year?
Okay.
There are the cliche answers, right? Lose some weight, get a raise, save some money, go on
Hmm.
a nice vacation.
Hmm.
Then there are deeper, more personal answers. Get over a fear, find a romantic partner, learn a new skill.
Okay.
But the underlying assumption of all these goals is that there's some magical thing that you lack.
Oh,
Something that you must clear both mental and physical space to add into the overcrowded bookshelf of your life.
okay.
And he says, and if you're like me, you've now done the same exercise dozens of times, and most years it doesn't amount to a whole lot. The small clearing you carve out of the chaos recedes, and the noble intentions set today soon turn into a faint memory. This year, I'd like to suggest a different approach. Instead of thinking about what you'd like to add to your life, ask yourself what you're willing to give up or remove from your life.
Hmm.
And he says, and I'm almost done, because in 2026, most of our problem is not that we lack access or opportunity to something. Problem is that we have access and opportunity for too much. We are scattered, distracted, overwhelmed, pulled in 8 different directions. And as a result, we live our lives in constant motion and stimulation, but still feeling like we've got nothing done,
Hmm.
which goes back to the tyranny of stuff, which we talked about
Right.
episodes ago. So he goes on to say more things. And he said, instead of thinking in terms of finding a new partner, think in
Hmm.
terms of all the types of people you will no longer spend time on. The ones who you know are wrong for you, and you keep going through the motions anyway. And realize that by removing yourself from the spaces and environments populated with the wrong people, you make
Yeah.
space for the right people to arrive on their own.
Okay.
Now, I find this interesting because he's talking about this is when people do resolutions,
Hmm.
right? And when we talk about the cliche resolutions, I'm going to lose weight, I'm going to join a gym, I'm going to learn how to do something. All of our resolutions are stuff that we're putting on ourselves.
Hmm.
Like you have to do this, you have to do this, you have to do this. And it comes down to sacrifice, and it comes down to being uncomfortable, and it comes down to forcing yourself, right?
Right.
And so what happens with resolutions, as we all know, we talked about this last year, people make resolutions because they want for what they think will make their life better,
Yes.
healthier, happier, whatever. And
Hmm.
as we know, February 10th is the official day that everyone quits their
Is that
resolutions
what it is? February 10th.
for some reason. And so instead of putting more pressure on yourself
Mm-hmm.
by adding more to your life,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like, in order for me to lose weight, I have to join a gym. I have to start a new carb low diet. I have to buy this cookbook. I have to do this, or I want to be more creative and have new hobbies. So now I'm going to join 8 different crafting clubs and try to keep up all those memberships that I actually don't really want. And then,
Right.
so we're putting work on ourselves. Whereas his suggestion is, why don't you take a look at your life as it is right now? What is with you and the baby hand? Did you think I would have noticed the baby hand?
I was just wondering how long. I was saying, well, I mean, you brought up having stuff, and then I was like, I have too much
I
stuff.
got some stuff.
Sorry.
No, so he's right. Like, why don't you take a look at your life as it is now
Hmm.
and cut out the stuff that doesn't work
Instead of trying to add stuff, and yeah. Hmm.
instead of adding stuff, like he said, to an already overcrowded bookshelf.
Right.
Stop holding on to the books you don't read anymore,
Right.
right? Or you
Yeah.
have no interest in. Donate them, give them away, pass them on to
Oh,
another
that's my
friend.
favorite. The buy nothing groups are my favorite. I give stuff away all the time. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I've done that.
Hmm.
And when he talks about people, and we've talked about this before, removing people from your life
Hmm.
that they may be there because of habit, they may be there because of history, they may be there because of sentimentality, they may be
Right.
there for any number of reasons.
Hmm.
One of the best things I ever read, and I think it was mostly talking about romantic relationships,
Hmm.
it was like, don't ask yourself, how do I want this person to feel about me? How do I want this person to regard me? How ask yourself, do I like this person? Do I
Right.
respect this person? Do I
Right.
hold this person in high regard?
Hmm.
Like, let's not focus on how that person feels about you.
Hmm.
Focus on how you feel about
Them.
that person. And then
Yeah.
you can take that and you can actually apply that to anything, right? It doesn't have to be romantic relationships. It could be
True.
friendships. It could
Yep.
be activities you're involved in that have become like routine.
Mhm.
How do you feel about it?
Yep. Yep.
Who
Agreed.
cares about like what you think or want that entity to feel
You
about
can't
you?
control that anyway.
No. I mean, like, there are people who are habitual runners or exercisers or any activity, right? And it's like,
Hmm.
if it's not bringing you joy anymore, how do you feel about it? Do you feel guilty about walking away from it because then you feel like a quitter? Well, if it's not giving you anything anymore, how do you feel about it? Right?
Right.
Running's not doing anything for me anymore. I want to try walking or Pilates or whatever. You
Hmm.
know, being in this craft guild or quilting isn't really doing anything for me anymore. Oh, but I feel guilty because I have all the supplies and I bought all the stuff, so what?
Yeah.
So what? Give it
Yeah.
away,
Hmm.
right? Give it away. And another article that I read about resolutions, but I'm coming at this from a different angle,
Hmm.
was in Vice yesterday. And the title, it is about resolutions, but the title is um hold on, I have to find it. Don't doubt yourself or your goals. Doubt your doubts.
Okay.
So when you start, when you're all gung ho and you're all motivated on January 1st to start running or start doing this or start doing that or eating healthy or cutting down on alcohol or whatever it
Hmm.
is,
Hmm.
you're all motivated, you feel fantastic, right? And you're like, and then she says like, You start the year with good intentions and a mild sense of superiority. Like, I'm gonna do this because
Right, right.
a clean slate, like I'm gonna rock this, right?
Mhm,
And then it doesn't take very long before you skip the first workout
mhm,
or you have a piece of chocolate on a Wednesday when you said you wouldn't have any during the week, or
mhm,
all this stuff. And then you realize that there's actually work involved. Now, there's work involved if you're putting unrealistic expectations upon yourself
mhm,
and either not doing baby steps or actually doing something that, frankly, you really don't want to do.
mhm. Yeah, that's the other
So
piece is you're adding something you don't really wanna do.
don't really want to do it, right? And so Patrick Carroll, who's a psychology professor at the Ohio State University at Lima, studies that turning point. When you
Okay,
get to that point of like, oh shit, I really kind of, well, it's not so much, oh shit, I don't want to do this. It is, oh shit, I'm failing at this,
okay,
right? That's what it is, because that's what we put on
mhm,
ourselves.
okay,
And he says it is called, psychologists call it an action crisis.
okay.
And he studies that. And he said it's the moment when someone starts seriously weighing whether to keep going after a long term identity goal or walk away. And in his research, he describes these moments as inevitable.
Really?
They're
Mm,
going to happen,
okay,
right? Setbacks pile up, obstacles start to feel heavier, and doubt begins to frame the decision and whether continuing it is worth it.
I can see that. Mhm.
So he says his research suggests a move that sounds too simple. When that doubt starts narrating your life, try doubting the doubt.
Hmm,
And he said what this study found is that inducing doubts in one's doubts can provide a formula for confidence.
mm, like 2 negatives making a positive kinda.
He
Uh,
said doubt plus doubt equals less doubt.
okay.
That's what he says. Like, that's what he says in the article. So, like, these people that put these really heavy expectations upon themselves,
Mhm.
you know, if you've been sedentary your entire life and in 2026 you decide you're going to run a marathon,
Yeah, right.
I'm here to tell you the chances
Yeah.
of that happening
Uh,
are not super high
mhm,
because that might not be your gig. Now, if you wanted to enter a 5K and walk it, of
mhm,
course.
mhm.
But a lot of times with resolutions, it's almost like resolutions, we're trying to make ourselves into different people than we really
Yeah, and why are they always so
extreme.
yeah,
I don't know.
they really
Why doesn't
are.
anybody take baby steps? Why do they have to be resolutions? Why can't you just baby step it through the year, all year long, and never make a resolution?
Maybe the resolution is making baby steps.
Maybe the resolution is not killing yourself, right? And
Right.
stressing yourself out and disappointing yourself. And because resolutions, when people make them and then they don't fulfill them,
Oh, it's a nightmare.
they have a gigantic, like, they're disappointed in themselves, they hate themselves, blah,
Uh-huh.
blah, blah, blah. I'll try again March 1st. I'll try again July 1st. I'll try. And
Mhm,
then it's the end of the year again. And everyone's like, fuck, I didn't do it again. Maybe you're picking the wrong resolution.
mhm.
And how come the resolutions that we hear about, the cliche ones, are never like, I'm going to be a better person. I'm not saying people are bad people, but I'm saying like, why don't we do things? It always seems like it's for physical health or for physical aesthetics.
Yeah, I wonder if there's something about that, like if that's got a history timeline.
Oh, well, I read an article about resolutions. Resolutions actually go back to the BC era,
Oh, really?
and they started as because the calendar was not always January 1st to January 1st.
Mhm.
The calendar used to be March 25th to March 25th,
Okay.
right? So some number of hundreds of years ago, we adopted, right? I think the Julian calendar
I think
instead of
you're
the
right. I think
Augustan
that's what it
calendar.
is. I think it's the Julian.
So the original calendar, which was like March 25th, that was back way back when in BC, when the resolution that people had at the beginning of the new year was to settle up with your neighbors, return the farm equipment that you borrowed. Like it wasn't anything crazy. It was like, what did these people do for me over the year? Did they help me out? Did I help them out? It was a settling up with your neighbors.
Oh,
It
well,
was
you were
cleaning.
just a plethora
Yeah,
of knowledge today, Ellen. My goodness.
I have my moments. It was like cleaning the slate and settling the score and evening it all out
Okay.
to all start all over again,
Hmm.
basically. Right.
Okay.
So, and then resolutions became religious in nature. Then it became like, the first actual documented written down resolutions, which I think were in like the 1700s or the 1800s, they were
Mhm.
religious. They
Okay.
were religious based.
Like I'm going to be a better, like what?
Basically, I'm going to be a better Christian,
Okay.
right? Like I'm out here, I'm going to really hit the pavement and like, teaching the word of the Lord and stuff like that.
Okay.
Those were the first documented, written
So
down.
we went from that to dieting.
And then we went from that to
Eh.
losing weight.
So it was started, so like bettering yourself,
It
after.
started with bettering yourself. Bettering yourself. No, it started with bettering yourself as a neighbor.
Yeah.
So to other people. And then it became bettering yourself spiritually for it to benefit yourself and other people.
Hmm.
And January 1st has not long been acknowledged as a holiday.
Okay.
That only started in like the 1800s
Okay.
for current time.
Hmm.
And resolutions as we know them now obviously evolved from that time. So now we're looking at, I want to have less screen time. I want to lose weight. I'm
Hmm.
going to save up for that Botox I want. So like it's totally, I guess, followed socially what
Hmm.
we're in, shall we say. But
Interesting.
like, and that's another thing too. Here and there, I read the Stoics, right? Because there is some pretty interesting shit in stoicism in
Hmm.
regard to like how to live your life, right? And so when Mark Manson's talking about like, oh, the deeper resolutions are like find a life partner, learn a new skill, address a fear,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
Marcus Aurelius, who is one of the great Stoics and was also a Roman emperor,
Hmm.
one of and he has a lot of quotes about pain and hurt.
Okay.
And one of the good ones that he has, and I saw a paraphrase one time of one of his quotes, which was, um, if you want to remove the pain, or if you want to get rid of the pain, remove the injury,
Okay.
right? So
Hmm.
that could be as simple as, well, my toe hurts, but that's because there's a metal spike sticking out of it. So, remove the spike,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm. Hmm.
Or it could be, I'm heartbroken. I'm constantly getting disappointed by this person. Remove the hurt, remove the
Yeah.
injury. The
Yeah.
injury is the person, right? And
Yeah.
so what his actual real quote was,
Hmm.
reject your sense of injury and your injury itself disappears.
Mm. Okay.
So, people who are going into 2026 being like, this is the year that I'm not going to take that shit anymore from, so and so and whoever.
Hmm.
Reject your sense of injury and the injury disappears. People have a very hard time with that, right? Like if someone in your life is someone who constantly
Yeah, they
disappoints you
sure
or hurts your
do.
feelings,
Yeah, they keep trying to adapt to make it hurt less instead of just being done. Yeah.
or they keep hoping the person's going to change.
Mm-hmm. I'm convinced the person
And
will change.
and
Yeah.
the person is not going to change,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And but you can apply that to so many different things. If you hate your job, and there are a lot of people out there that hate their job,
Mm-hmm.
your job is not going to change.
Right.
If you want to feel differently about your job, get a different job.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get a different job.
Or intentionally change. You can only, yeah, exactly. The job's not going to change. It's all these external things, they're not going to change. You can change how you feel about it, or you can make a change. Yeah.
Excellent that you just said that because, in regards to the Stoics,
Mhm.
he says, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength.
Mm-hmm.
And then he also says, if you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. And this you have the power to revoke at any moment.
Very hard one to do. Yes.
Very hard one to do. But, like everybody says, new year, new you, right? We all know that that's not fucking true. You're going to be the same you were. You do something different. But also, I think what's more important is change your thinking, change your life,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like, for Mark Manson to say, instead of thinking about the things that you need to take on that you think are going to make your life better,
Mm-hmm.
think about the things you want to let go and reject and remove to make your life better,
Yeah.
right?
Which opens
Um,
space in your life as well. Yeah.
everybody knows personally what those things are,
Mm-hmm.
right? I know the exact three people I should no longer interact with. I know the exact three people,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so my resolutions aren't resolutions. Mine are more like a don't list,
Okay.
right? Don't talk to this person anymore. Don't
Okay.
talk to that person anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Nothing's going to change. It's going to be the same. Um, Another thing too with people is there's a few things that you need to stop doing, right? Like stop the negative self-talk.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, stop thinking um that stop the fixed mindset.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Start a growth mindset or
Mm-hmm.
just stop your fixed mindset.
Just start there. Yeah.
Start small,
Yeah.
like I know there are people out there who probably have like, health issues, right? Like
Right.
maybe they're diabetic or maybe they're pre-diabetic or maybe they're what okay. So that yes, okay, I get that. That's like your doctor fucking telling you to do
Yeah.
something, right? Like that's being prescribed.
But that shouldn't
But
be a
like
resolution either. That should just be something you're doing.
that should just be and that's another thing about resolutions. Is it a resolution or is it just something you should be doing?
Right. Good point. Yeah.
But everybody's life is different. But I think like I said, all these resolutions that we hear about, and I'm sure there's gonna be some stupid show on TV later, some dumbass article that's gonna come out in Cosmo. No offense, Cosmo. That's gonna be like, here's how you can get that six pack, or here's how you can get your 2026,
Mhm.
jawline to be what you want. Quick fixes. Those are all, this is the year you get Botox. No, no, it's really not. Um, how about one that focuses more mentally and emotionally than physically? Because
Mhm.
resolutions seem to focus on the physical.
Mhm. Quite a bit.
And how about also, too, to be wild, why not just do away with resolutions and every day just try to have your life be better
Mhm.
with one small little thing every day?
I don't know. It's almost like people get themselves, they just self-sabotage themselves by doing this.
That's what I'm saying about resolutions. Like I think honestly, I don't know what the percentage is, but I would say 95% of them are set to fail
Mhm. Mhm.
because people are making them. And And it's like they're making a resolution for somebody else. They're not making it for themselves. Like
Right.
you know yourself. You know yourself. If you don't like to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning
Uh-huh. Hmm.
and if you work from home and you can lay in bed until 10 and do shit on Microsoft Teams on your phone, you're not getting up at 6 a.m. to go running.
Right.
You're not.
And yet,
And
and yet people set themselves up for that all the time.
I'm not saying you can't. I'm not saying anything's possible. Everybody's capable of doing anything. Okay. But
Yeah, I'm
like,
just interested in
know yourself.
why do people do that though? Why is the natural inclination to reach for something so, I don't want to say unattainable, but something that's so difficult to attain instead of, because we just keep doing that. So why?
And why is it always running? Like I ran for years. I'm here to tell you it's horrible for your body.
Yeah.
It's horrible for your joints. It's horrible for your feet, your knees, like your hips.
Yep.
It's horrible for you. Walk.
Yep.
Make a resolution. If you want to make a resolution, okay, I'm going to walk to the corner and back every day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do something that you're going to actually do, and then you have a feeling of accomplishment, you know? Um, it just got, what do you think? What are you thinking?
Well,
Like,
that's what I mean. Like, why do
don't
people,
dishonor yourself in your own resolution.
yeah, you're setting yourself up.
I mean, why do that? And
Mhm.
it just, like I know myself, right? Like, I don't make resolutions. Or it's kind of like when I was younger and I was still being raised Catholic and Lent would come around and it was like you have to give something up. You have to give something up. But if you actually read what the Catholics said about Lent, they said you can make a sacrifice or you could do something positive.
Okay.
You didn't necessarily have to sacrifice anything
Hmm.
for the 40 days. You could have said to yourself as a 14-year-old, instead of giving up gum,
Right.
I'm going to go read to the kindergartners every day.
Yeah, they don't tell you you can do that.
They never gave you that option,
No, they.
right? It was always the you must give something up.
Hmm.
And one of the funniest things that I ever experienced is I had a friend a couple of years ago, and she's a wine drinker. And she said, for every Lent, I give up drinking. I said, oh, okay. I think I've told this story before. And so we were out one night and she was drinking a Coors Light. And I said,
Oh, oh yeah.
I thought you gave up drinking. She goes, Coors Light isn't drinking. She was like, it's beer flavored water. I was like, way to go, rationalization. I'm like, yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and then people start to bargain with themselves and they start to negotiate with themselves and they start to say, oh, just today, but not tomorrow.
Mhm.
And I'll get on back on track tomorrow. Why do we do these things to ourselves?
Even talking about it is anxiety provoking. The idea of like, oh, I'll try again tomorrow or something. That's a horrible.
How about just every day I'm going to do my best,
Hmm.
right? Every day I'm going to do my best. And who, if I say, oh, I'm going to lose 10 pounds in 2026, and then say I lose 10 pounds,
Hmm.
and then I gain 20 in 2027, what's the fucking point of that?
Yeah. Right.
What's the point of that? Shouldn't we be more like encouraging
And then
people
often
to be,
the they'll take people if they set the more unrealistic, excuse me, the more unrealistic their expectations are of themselves. Um, I mean, that cycle just seems to continue to loop, you know? Because now
well,
you,
that's what I'm saying.
yeah, yeah,
And so why are we making this like a January 1st thing?
I don't know.
Why isn't it like, you know, that we use words like challenge and
Hmm.
sacrifice
Hmm.
and give up. and, all these words and phrases that frankly, the human mind recoils from,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know? Why don't we use words like my resolution this year is to enrich my life
Mm-hmm.
by spending more time with this person, or by like, I'm going to expand my life by doing this, or I'm going to
Instead of
supplement or
challenge
complement my
or
life.
yeah. Mm-hmm. Those
Why
aren't
is
really
it challenge, give up, sacrifice, well, I mean, I'm okay with letting go of certain things, but like these words, they're so, what's the word I'm looking for? They're like punitive.
yeah, adverse. I mean, they're
Adverse
yeah.
conditions. You're only going to feel better if you put yourself in a situation that you absolutely hate.
Yeah, exactly.
Does everybody see how this is built to fail? I mean, like it's built to fail.
Mm-hmm.
How about instead? How about instead? If you want to sit down and take, stock of your life and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
instead of all this shit, why don't you say to yourself on December 31st, which is always a clear mindset for everybody around 9 or 10 or 11 o'clock at night. Why don't you say instead, what have I never done that I wanted to?
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Life is short. Do you think it matters if you lose 10 pounds today?
No, and the irony is too, man, if you do get sick and you get to the have you ever seen people who are really thin and then they get sick? It's like they got nothing to rely on. Hold on to a few pounds because if you do get sick, you need to draw from
You're gonna
something.
you're gonna need them.
Yeah.
Or do you ever hear about the people, you know, guy dropped out of a heart attack? Well, God, he never smoked, he never drank, he ran every day.
Yeah.
Well, great. Maybe he should have smoked and drank. I mean, like
Mhm.
I don't know what the answer is.
Who was that guy? He was the second he was the trainer in Biggest Loser and he had a major heart attack, remember? I mean,
Oh,
he couldn't have
he
been more.
became like a celebrity trainer after the
Yeah.
whole Biggest Loser thing. I can see him. I can
Yeah.
see him. Dark hair, attractive,
Yeah.
probably 50s,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
He was all about nutrition and
Yeah.
exercise and all
Yeah.
that stuff.
Major heart attack.
Bob something?
Bob, you're right. Bob and Jillian.
Oh, Jillian Michaels. She was a
Yeah.
hard ass, right?
Uh-huh.
No, but yeah, he did. He had a massive heart attack. It's
Yep.
like we do, and that's a whole other side of it. That I was kind of reading today about like, there's so many influencers out there. Well, I just hate that term. Like it's self-coined. I'm an influencer, whatever.
Uh-huh.
um, the effect it's having on teens and young 20s. And some of these people are actually not certified to give you information or
Oh.
advice. They're just going up on whatever TikTok or whatever because they look good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, and how the effect that that's having, and that they actually don't know what they're talking about.
It's true. Yeah.
And there's so many trends going on around right now that the people who are performing them don't know what they're talking about. There are people who are not certified in facial fillers and Botox who are giving it to people in their homes or like
Yep.
at parties.
Yep.
Um, there's people who are not actual MDs who are somewhere in the medical field, but they're dispensing testosterone to young men, which is not working out well.
Yep. 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 There's all
Um,
kinds of stuff like that going on. Yeah.
like and resolution too, the original definition of resolution,
Mm-hmm.
going back to the Latins, of course, was to simplify.
Oh,
It was to
that's
simplify.
that's that's uh that's not where we're at all. Mm-mm.
So basically, when people are making these resolutions and they're buying Pelotons and they're joining gyms and they're taking on, they're getting stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The original point of to resolve
Mm-hmm.
is to simplify. It's not to add to.
Yeah. Well, we couldn't have gotten any further away from that, huh?
But it's kind of cyclical. I mean, I can see how when like the telephone got invented, people probably thought we were off the rails, like the radio or the
Yeah.
TV. I mean,
Yeah.
like it's all relative, but for now, right now, it seems, I don't know. Like I was reading, like I get up in the morning and I do the Wordle
Mm.
first thing. And then I kind of read through like my news and I have Apple News and I can pick what I want to subscribe to.
Okay.
And I don't pick stuff like People Magazine or any shit like that. But I've almost realized, even with the reputable, credible news outlets, it's too much.
Oh yeah.
It's too much. It
Mm-hmm.
really is. If we went back to a daily paper newspaper
Yeah.
and no online news
Mm-hmm.
and no any of it,
Mm-hmm.
we'd all be so much better off.
I agree with you. I mean, and again, you can't, I mean, you got to take news with a grain of salt too, but with the online world, I mean, if you
Some of
got a
it's not
paper,
even news.
not
It's
even,
just garbage.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But what did I okay, there was an article today and I think it was in a credible like publication.
Okay.
And I looked at the title and I was like, no, I'm not even doing this. It was like what chewing gum does to your brain. I'm like, nope, do not ruin chewing gum for me. Okay. Like I am not even reading this. Is this what we're doing these days?
I don't
We're
know.
researching what chewing gum does to your brain.
Oh, but it's all about, I mean, it's well, it would have gotten somebody's attention, and so they would have got the click, right? Yeah.
I don't want to know.
I don't, the fear mongering is really out of control.
You know what? It is.
Yeah.
It is. It really is.
You know,
Um, and like you said, a lot of it is clickbait.
yep.
Don't
And
forget that they're in business of selling either papers or they're in the
yeah,
business of getting clicks.
subscriptions. Yeah. And if it's something we think, the things that get the most clicked on are fear-based stuff, you
Mhm.
know, what's chewing gum doing to your brain, or
Oh, like health anxiety, right?
health and anxiety, and true crime. Yep.
But the health anxiety, I think, is a little out of control.
Oh my
Like
God,
there's a
it's
lot out
insane.
there.
Yeah, it's
There's a lot out there.
insane. Yeah.
And that really preys upon people like 50s and older.
Hmm.
It really does. Because
Hmm.
obviously we start to think about our mortality,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
If chewing gum is going to kill me, then I'm just going to chew gum and go out doing something I enjoy. I mean, like I can't anymore with these
Yeah.
people. Like, what do you want me to do? Absolutely not. Should I not eat anything?
Basically. Yeah.
One of my favorites, one of my all-time favorites is for years and years and years, right? Drink 8 glasses of water a day, 8 ounce glasses of water a day. You need to hydrate. You need to hydrate. And then they're like, but be aware of water intoxication because it can kill you. I'm like, what the fuck is water intoxication? Is this real? Like, seriously? Is
Hmm.
this real?
Hmm.
Don't drink too much water in too quick of a time because you might die.
Hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So maybe I should just keep doing what I'm doing because it seems to be working and not listen to any of you
I know.
because
Yeah.
now I don't know which way is up and which way is down. And that's what I mean about resolutions. People, they buy into like, they'll read an article. Running will add 7 years to your life. I'm going to start running,
Hmm.
right? Running's going to add 7 years to your life. Okay, I'm going to start running. Then you start running and you blow out your ACL, and then you're laid up for 6 weeks because you didn't realize you had weak knees, or maybe you're not taking, enough calcium.
Yep.
Y'all. We need
Mhm.
to stop.
Yep.
I mean, really, we need to stop. Like, there's just like Mark Manson said, there's too much out there. It's an excess. It's an excess. And you know what's
Oh, yeah.
interesting? There's an excess. We're spoiled for choice. We have too much information. We have conflicting information. You know, it's like I talked about this before. One of my favorite quotes from The Simpsons is Ned Niederlander, and he's like, "I did everything the Bible told me to, even the parts that contradicted each other. I did everything it said." But like, we need like it is almost impossible to even know what the good advice is compared to the bad advice, and then you take it all in, and then you're on overload,
Oh, yeah.
and go with your gut.
I know, and that's why we have entire generations that can't make decisions on their own because everything that they've been presented with contradicts itself. And yet you still keep going back to the same resources to get your answers. So then there's that cycle again, too. But no, now you're going back to the internet to get information um, that is already contradicting itself, and it's just going to continue to do that.
And so the interesting part about Mark Manson's Monday email, well, it's normally a Monday email, but this was, New Year's Day. He's been doing this for years, right? Like he's written his books and he's doing this email and he has a podcast,
Mhm.
right? And his podcasts are long. They're like 4 hours long per episode, which I think is
That's
excessive.
crazy.
But so he said, he's given all this advice about resolutions. Don't do this and try this instead and try this instead. And toward the end, he was like, I'm going to take my own advice. He's like, he's like, the one thing I'm going to give up this year, the one thing I'm going to remove from my life this year,
Mhm.
he's like, is all of you.
Mm.
He's like, because I don't have any work-life balance anymore.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, Mark Manson. And so he was like, so I'm stepping away. I don't have a work-life balance. He's like, I'm too much in this and not enough in, my wife and if they have kids. And so he said, I'm stepping back.
All righty.
And I was like, well, way to put your money where your mouth is,
Yeah. Yep.
and the one thing you chose to remove from your life, I'm sure he'll be around. And
Mhm.
he made a joke at the end, like, I'm going to remove you guys. Just kidding. He was like, but I'll check in next December and see how you're doing.
Mhm.
I was like, that's a pretty powerful statement. Like he's
Mhm.
actually saying, he's not just giving this advice and just like, mouthing it off. He's actually saying, and this is what I'm going to do. And this is what I need to remove from my life to make
Mhm.
it better.
Mhm. Yeah. And
So
we don't have enough people um doing what they say and saying, following through with what they say, and so good for him. Yeah.
it was actually a great way to do it.
Mhm.
You know, do I think he's gone forever? No. Um, but like, and that's not a sacrifice, right? That's a removal.
It's a removal. Yeah. Yeah.
And we all know the things that we can remove from our lives.
Mhm.
We all know the things that do not serve us.
Mhm.
We all know the things or people that we're hoping one day will come around and will, no.
Mhm. Mhm.
And like I said earlier, right? Like ask yourself, do I like this person? Ask yourself, do I like this thing? Ask yourself, do I still want to do this?
Yeah.
Like ask you, not the other half of it. The other half of it has nothing to do with you. It only has to do with you.
Really doesn't. Yeah. And then the other one you were saying that they were saying is start doubting your doubts. I like that one.
Yeah. Doubt your doubts.
Mhm.
Because the only person who's giving you your doubts is yourself.
Mhm.
That's it.
Yep.
No one's saying them to you. No one's whispering them in your ear.
Right.
It's you,
Yeah. I
and it's
think
your
that that's powerful. Yeah.
it's your two different minds.
Mhm.
I'm not talking about in the sense of like you're hearing voices. I'm saying you have two different minds.
Mhm.
You have the one that tells you, just like the angel and the devil on your
Yeah.
shoulders, you got the
Mm-hmm.
one that tells you you can do it, and you got the one that tells you you can't.
Mm-hmm.
So the one who tells you you can't is the one who's giving you your doubts.
Yeah. Yep.
And so you need to say to that one, why can't I doubt what you're saying to me? You might be full of shit.
Yeah. And then why does the doubt guy show up at all?
Why does the doubt guy win half the time?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Right?
Yeah. Yep.
The doubt guy shouldn't win. The I can do it guy
Yeah,
should
but the
win.
doubt guy wins a lot.
The doubt guy wins a lot. And you know what is a great example of seeing the I can do it guy win
Mhm.
are the fucking Olympics, which are around the corner, right?
Yeah.
I've always been amazed by the Olympics. Always. I've always loved them. I think I even talked about this one other time. If you want to talk about a can-do attitude,
Yeah.
if you want to talk about like, yeah, I've got this, I can do this. Like, I'm not just talking about the fact that they trained and all that stuff, the fact that they believed it at all that
Hmm.
they could do it. When
Hmm.
you watch people do the giant slalom, going, wow, how fast are they going?
Yeah.
Ridiculous, like, speeds. When you watch like I mean, Summer Olympics too, but for some reason, like Winter Olympics grab me more.
Okay.
I don't know what it is. But you want to talk about like listening to the angel on the
Yeah.
shoulder?
It's
The
Olympic.
Olympics make me weepy. I will weep as soon as that theme comes on. I will cry. I
Isn't
mean,
Lindsey Vaughn coming back this year?
yeah, I'm 42, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
At
I saw
42.
that. Did you see her wipe out when she?
No,
Oh, I saw that.
scares
Yeah.
the shit out of me when I watch that. It really does.
That was
Um, is
everybody was
she,
like, oh yeah.
oh, when they go like crashing into like the fences and
Oh, when
their
she messed up her
legs
knee
look,
the second time, she tore her knee again, and that was everybody knew it was just over. What was the year, the beginning of the Shaun White years? That was a great year of Olympics.
he was around for a long time. He was
Yeah,
the
but he
flying
was like,
tomato.
yeah, but he was like 18 or something when he first started.
I basically think he brought snowboarding into the
He
Olympics,
did. He did.
pretty much. Yeah.
He he was so inspiring and exciting to watch. He really was. I remember that whole time.
Yeah. And so when you like you watch people like that, right? Okay. Do they have a lot athletic ability? Yes, they obviously do.
Oh, sure.
But they also have a healthy dose of confidence and positive thinking.
You have to.
You have to, or
Yeah.
else you'll never do it. That's what
No.
I'm saying. It's mindset. It's all mindset.
Hmm.
So someone like him, where snowboarding used to be a punk sport, right? Kind of like skateboarding.
Yep.
That's a punk sport. They brought snowboarding in, and
Mhm.
it's fascinating. I love seeing these like 14-year-old girls out there like just doing ridiculous
I
shit.
know. I know it.
Oh, snowboarding, side note, Ian's dislocation, his fourth tier dislocation of his shoulder. Um, I talked to the kid today. I was like, "How you doing?" And he's at his friend's house in Geneseo, his friend's parents' lake house in Geneseo for New Year's. He's like, "Actually, I haven't been wearing my sling the last few days." I'm like, Ian, Ian, the sling is for support. Like you're like
Yeah.
supposed to wear it. He was like, "I know, but it feels like really good." I'm like, "Do you think you're self-healing?" And he's like, "I'm kind of doing like my own PT exercises." Like he hasn't had this surgery. And I was like, "Okay, please don't like, you know." But I told him, and the one thing I said, and I'm going to say this to our viewers, viewer, whatever. I said to Ian after he had his wipeout at snowboarding, and he showed me the videos of him being taken off the hill by the stretcher sled, and like he thought that was hilarious. I'm like, yeah, it's not funny. Um, I said, don't be afraid to get back out there
Yeah.
once you're healed.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Are you kidding me?" He's like, "I want to go right now." And I was like, well, let's not do that. I'm like,
Yeah.
but I don't want you to be anxious or scared.
Sure.
You know how some people have a car accident and they're afraid
Yep.
to drive.
Yep.
I'm like, don't be afraid to get back out there.
Mm-hmm.
Don't give up snowboarding.
Yeah.
Right. Like, and he was like, no, mom. He's like, never, never. That would never happen. I go, okay. I'm like, I just don't want you to quit it
Yeah.
because you
Out of
had this,
fear. Yeah.
minor, well, minor slash, it could have been worse. He wears a
Ah,
helmet. He wears a helmet.
thank
It could have
God.
been worse. Um, Look at it as a way, like the next time you're out there, which will probably be next season. It's probably not going to be this season. Um, but you gained a little bit of information
Mhm.
and you gained a little bit of experience and you gained a little bit to help move you along.
Yeah.
Injury can do that.
It can. It certainly can. When we,
Right.
again, when we let it, I mean, and I'm sure, I love that he's not nervous or that he still wants to continue to do it because that would be sad.
Oh, he
Um,
says ridiculous things. Like we went to my mom's for Christmas,
mm,
and my mother worked for an orthopedic surgeon for 49 years.
okay.
So when I told her that Ian dislocated his shoulder, it was 150 questions. And I'm
Oh,
like, I don't even know the words you're using right now. Like what
yeah.
she was calling the muscle. I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And so he walks in the door and he's got his like sling on. It's his left arm, which is good because he's right-handed. And he's got his sling on and he's like, and he kind of holds it a little bit. And we're at dinner and she had made like pork chops and he's sitting across from me. And what like so he's sitting next to her
Mhm.
and we start dinner like someone said a blessing and then my mom like not thinking like tapped him on his shoulder. He was like, yeah, thanks grandma, and she was like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. And then like he has like a pork chop on his plate and he's sitting there. She goes, Ian, why aren't you eating? He goes, because I can't cut a pork chop. And she was like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." Like, and I ran over there and I like cut his meat for her. She was like, "Why did I make pork chops?" I was like, "Because you had them
Uh,
in the freezer and you probably got them on sale." I
yeah,
mean, like,
you weren't thinking. Yeah.
but she just makes me laugh because all concerned, but then like completely totally,
And then 150 questions and then wondering why he's not eating his pork chops.
and then
Yes.
smacks him on the shoulder, like, "Hey, baby." So anyway, okay, gang, New Year's.
All right.
Katie and I are basically snowed in.
Yeah. I
That's why
just,
we're both wearing hats.
what a production getting
We're
dug out.
still getting more tonight. I think your winter storm warning's over, but ours isn't.
Well, the sky looks not happy, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's pretty dark. But I think ours ends tomorrow at 10 o'clock at night. We had a 4-day winter storm warning.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look because that, speaking of sons, he'll have to get out there and do the work because this old lady's gonna have to move slow.
Well, my sons bought me at my request for Christmas a battery operated snow shovel,
Oh,
just basically like a mini snowblower.
well, I have a very powerful snowblower, so that it wasn't that. It's that I got two properties here because Leah's down there and then this one, but then I was shoveling and mangling a snowblower around, so it was just and it was a lot of snow. But
Would you
what?
do that? I'm a snowplow guy, so my little battery operated snow shovel is just for like my walk.
Yeah, I think I'm at that point where we might need to. Well, I have a truck. We might just get a plow on the truck. Could do that too.
Yeah.
And then that'll be my other side gig, snow plowing. All right, I'm out of here.
Oh my
I'm
God,
gonna
you're
go
so
wobble
close.
downstairs. I know.
Don't do
I could be
anything. You're
fun.
gonna hurt yourself.
I'm up early anyway. I could be a snowplow person. I mean, not right now, but
Katie, remove stuff, remove things from your
right,
life.
right.
Simplify,
Simplify.
simplify. Do
Looking
not
at my
resolve to be a snowplower for
this
2026.
is I know that, but then all my friends get me things like this, and I don't even know what to do with it. Why do I have these things?
Because they love you.
and I love them. I have, but
We're
I've,
talking about not taking on more labor.
okay, I can have my things.
Presents are okay.
Presents are okay.
Labor is not what we want emotionally, mentally,
Not
or
okay.
physically. Yes. All
Happy
right.
New Year, Ellen.
Happy New Year, Katie did.
I will
I'll talk
see
to
you
you soon.
later. Okay, bye.
Later. Later.